1/3 of the world's total oil supply is transported through a single narrow passage, the Strait of Hormuz. Because of this, it is often described as the choke point of the global economy. The narrow waterway that connects the Persian Gulf to the Gulf of Oman is known as the Strait of Hormuz. In recent times, following a joint military strike by the United States and Israel, and the death of Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, Iran imposed a complete ban on all vessels entering the Strait of Hormuz. As a result, global oil prices surged overnight. In this episode, we explore just how important the Strait of Hormuz is to global trade, what it is, why it matters, and how it shapes the world. A strait is a narrow body of water that connects two larger seas or oceans. Located in the Middle East, the Strait of Hormuz connects the Persian Gulf in the west to the Gulf of Oman and the Arabian Sea in the east. It also separates Iran from the Arabian Peninsula. Geographically, the strait is shared by Iran and Oman. The Strait of Hormuz is approximately 167 kilometers long and at its narrowest point, only 33 kilometers wide. However, ships cannot navigate across the entire width. Instead, they must pass through two designated shipping lanes located in the middle of the strait. Each of these lanes is only about 3 kilometers wide. This narrow passage is considered the lifeline of the global economy. If it were ever blocked, global trade would struggle to breathe. That's because it is the busiest oil transit route in the world. The Strait of Hormuz is critically important for international maritime trade. It serves as the primary route for oil tankers from the Middle East. Massive amounts of oil from countries like Iraq, Kuwait, Qatar, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, Oman, and the United Arab Emirates pass through this strait. Among them, only Saudi Arabia has limited alternative routes. For the rest, there is no viable substitute. According to the US Energy Information Administration, around 21 million barrels of crude oil pass through the Strait of Hormuz every single day. That's nearly 1/3 of the world's total oil trade. Not only that, about 1/4 of the world's liquefied natural gas also flows through this route. Because of the geographic concentration of major oil-exporting nations in the Persian Gulf, this narrow passage controls an enormous share of global energy flow. The largest importers of oil through this route include the United States, Singapore, South Korea, Japan, India, and China. From Asia to Europe to North America, much of the world depends on oil that passes through this very strait. Calling it an oil corridor would not be an exaggeration. Any disruption or tension here directly impacts global oil prices. Controlling this narrow 33-kilometer stretch has become one of the most critical factors in global trade and geopolitics. Historically, one of the most intense periods of conflict in this region is known as the Tanker War. During the Iran-Iraq War, Iraq, supported by the United States, targeted Iranian oil tankers passing through the strait. In response, Iran began placing naval mines in the water. Since then, Iran has increasingly treated the Strait of Hormuz as a strategic weapon. At the same time, the United States has significantly expanded its military presence in the region. This includes not only aircraft carriers in nearby waters, but also military bases across Gulf countries. Today, countries like Iraq, Kuwait, Qatar, Bahrain, the UAE, and Saudi Arabia all host US military installations. Much of this presence is aimed at countering Iran and maintaining control over the Strait of Hormuz. Following the reported death of Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei after a joint US-Israel strike, tensions around the strait have reached unprecedented levels. Ironically, the United States and Iran were once close allies. But over time, disputes over control of oil resources led to the breakdown of their relationship.